good morning, listeners, and good morning, wrestling. It is August 11th, 2017, and you have made it to the newest episode of Good Morning Wrestling. You're here with the Slew and...
Charles X.
Charles, what's up?
What's going on, bud? How you doing this fine day?
Not too bad. Just hanging out.
Nice.
Yep.
Just relaxing. You're off work tonight, aren't you?
Yep.
Nice. You deserve it. You've worked a lot of days straight. Not gonna reveal what you do to the viewers, though.
I worked 6 days in a row. That's not bad.
Not too bad.
Could be worse.
But
a lot worse.
could be worse, but could be better. So.
Yeah, I'd like to be sitting on my ass for every day and making money for it at least 3 days. I mean, I'd be doing stuff with my hands while my ass was firmly seated. Nothing boring. I'm very picky.
I feel you. You have a right to be picky. Everybody has that right.
We didn't watch any wrestling this morning.
No wrestling.
For the fact that we do not watch DFW because we don't have the channel. And we don't feel too,
I don't have the drive.
Yeah, we don't have too much of the drive to go find it illegally.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, come on, man. That's what's wrong with China right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bullcrap.
That and Ho Ho Loon. No, I'm just kidding. Was he Chinese? Am I right?
Yeah, he's
Because
Chinese.
you said it earlier, but
I'm pretty positive he's Chinese. Pretty positive. I was thinking
That's
too
what I
they
thought
might be
too,
Japanese,
but-
but
I don't think he's Chinese. I think you're all right.
I think that was a big selling point on him. I
Yeah.
feel like I remember that dot.
Can't believe they released him.
Well, they didn't release him. Did you not see why he left? You didn't see the follow-up
What's
on
up?
that? He had to leave because his mom's sick.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and he went to go take care of his mom.
Wow, very responsible.
Yeah, so he didn't get... They released him, but he asked for his release like 2 weeks ago. So it's not like they fired him.
Damn, it's very, very noble. I gotta respect the guy for that.
Yeah, I mean, granted, wrestling's always changing and WWE's always changing, but I'd assume a guy that's working in the performance center and has to leave to go take care of his sick mom probably is going to be able to come back. Though Ho Ho wasn't doing the best. I mean,
So ho ho.
still,
No ho ho and a bottle of rum.
with a gesture like that of just going to help your sick mom, I would definitely see them just letting him come back. But at the same time, it's a WWE, and they might just be like, well, we don't need you.
Yeah, exactly. There's always someone else.
They have a lot of Chinese guys down in the NXT, down at the Performance Center, that aren't on TV or on NXT. I
They
always
have
see
one key one
who
that,
Bing.
yeah, I don't know.
Whatever his name is.
Tion Bing.
Yeah,
I don't know what his name in the
I just keep seeing pictures of like
ring is.
different WWE guys, mostly NXT guys. Don't ask for any names because I can't remember right now. Freaking like just taking pictures and posting them on Instagram with like 3 or 4 different Chinese people, and they all look like they're having so much fun. There's just like a chubby one, and he's always doing something funny, and you're like, wow, that guy's a wrestler. He looks pretty goofy, but then you're like, that guy could be fucking strong as shit, you know?
Yeah.
That guy could be big. There's no telling. But, I mean, hey, you know, they got people from all over, and they got lots of people down there in the Performance Center. But working on people's what the WWE does.
Yeah. They have a little... They have that performance center. It's not little, I don't know why I said that. But
Making people better. Sometimes even taking people that already have big names and switching it up a bit, giving them a bit of a repackaging.
yeah. At least getting them used to the WWE way.
Ooh, it slipped past you.
I
Dolph
don't know.
Ziggler. I tried to segue. It did slip past you because I'm so damn sneaky. The Slew is sneaky like a
Well, talk about it.
what was that,
They're
Danger
losing on
Noodle?
here. A danger noodle.
Is that what
the
it was?
snake?
Yeah.
That is sneaky. That's the new term for snake.
Is that, did I say it right?
Danger noodle?
Danger Noodle. Yeah, but either way, I'm not talking about Danger Noodles here. We're talking about Dolph Ziggler. They're repackaging him, supposedly, from what Brian Alvarez says. And we here tend to believe what Brian Alvarez normally says.
Yeah, how much are they going to commit to it? What are they going to actually do to repackage him?
Who knows?
Is he
really
a dang different kind of rocker?
I mean, he could literally... It could be as small as him just moving to Raw, or it can be as big as him...
Well, that's not a repackaging.
Yeah, I know.
A repackaging would be
Yes,
a new gimmick. Which, God, he needs a new gimmick. More than anything. The rocker gimmick's just not working. It's not cool.
It's not. It's just a ripoff.
Especially the way he does it.
Everybody supposedly was saying that they disliked the fact that he was focusing too much on being like other wrestlers rather than focusing on being Dolph Ziggler.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but either way, just having a gimmick that's not... Might have got over in the late 80s, but it's not going to get over now. I mean, he was doing way better stuff before.
Yeah, as a heel back in the day.
Yeah, so...
Yeah,
I mean, I like Dolph. He's got really... Well, he usually has good matches, but I haven't seen anything too phenomenal from him lately.
His Shinsuke matches were okay, but they weren't like... They weren't like the big Shinsuke matches that you would always look for. He just got his ass beat most of the time, it seemed.
Well, not the first one.
No.
The first one, he just worked over Shinsuke, and that's why everyone said it was a horrible debut for Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. He just sold a lot.
Shinsuke he won, but didn't have too good of an outing.
That was definitely the WWE trying to make a decision on thinking that was the way to do it. You know?
Trying to set up a long-term feud on something that shouldn't have been, really.
No, not necessarily. It didn't turn into anything. He literally just went on to Baron.
Two guys who needed to win. I mean, you got the new guy and you got the guy who's fresh on a nice feud. His first real feud in being a heel. And then there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Because I don't count the Mojo shit for the Battle Royal. You know, that was stupid.
Which is the last time we saw him.
Huh?
I believe that Battle Royal was the last time we saw Dolph Ziggler.
Before the Shinsuke stuff, yeah.
Then they did when was the last time we saw
the Battle Royal was at WrestleMania, and Shinsuke debuted after WrestleMania.
He had another Battle Royal then, which was the last time we saw him.
Was Dolph in Money in the Bank?
I don't think so.
Dolph was in Money in the Bank, yeah.
Was he?
So Money in the Bank, I think, was the last match he had.
Oh.
So he hasn't been gone too long.
He's been gone a little. He's been gone like a month. He's been gone a month. A little over a month, I believe, is what I was seeing reported. But either way,
however long Baron Corbin's had the briefcase.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it couldn't hurt. He's a great wrestler, great talent. He could work a heel gimmick very well if they give it to him correctly, and we'll see what they do with him.
Yep. He needs something.
He definitely needs something.
Yeah.
He's been boring lately, which sucks because he's one of my favorites, really. I'd say.
Understandable. He's a good wrestler. He's one of the true wrestlers, you know.
Yeah. But hey.
Which could be a gimmick enough in itself, really, but not if you don't use it right.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot. Some people. Yeah, that's what Sami Zayn was doing at first. Like the Daniel Bryan thing, you mean, kind of? Just like being a wrestler, essentially.
Yep.
But he could do it in a heel way. You're right. Just be a... But he does do that from time to time. You know, he'll go into a match. He runs gimmicks like that, where he's like, I'm gonna wrestle the hell out of you.
Well, who do you have him feud with?
When he comes back?
Yeah, who would you put him with?
It's hard to say, because I'd say that when he comes back, everything will be different. You know, because SummerSlam will probably be over.
Possible shake-up. Well, it's nothing confirmed, but...
Possible shake-up, but either way, after SummerSlam, you'd assume that like it's going to be switch up, all new gimmicks and whatnot, so it's almost just any good guy.
You might have to scoot a little closer to the mic. It's not really picking you up all too well. It's only down in like the bottom two.
I think it might be because it's closer to over here than it is to over here.
Okay. I mean, I want the Slew's voice to be heard. He's got some good points here. He's got mean segues like a Danger Noodle. They slithered right past.
A Danger Noodle that slithered right past. That's a funny ass name for a snake. That really is a really good idea. Danger Noodle. I mean, obviously it's not a good idea. I think they named it a snake because it's like it's really quick, you know. And if you're getting attacked by a snake and you had to be like, "Oh my god, it's a danger noodle!" I stretched it out, but
it's a danger noodle.
It's longer than it's snake. Well, okay, snake and danger.
What was that now? Look, buddy, I don't have time for this.
It's a snake.
I'm getting attacked by a damn danger noodle right now. Yeah.
That'd be. I wouldn't even probably help at that point, to be honest with you. If you were yelling that you.
Yeah. Like, is he swimming? Is this a swimming accident? What
dude, I'm not gonna watch you whack it, all right, buddy. But speaking of whacking it, I can't use that segue. Wow. Ronda Rousey is training, perhaps. It's weird because I don't understand, because it looks to me like Triple H said that she should go train under Brian Kendrick in I believe they said that was in California, and which is irrelevant. So if I'm wrong, that sucks because they said something irrelevant. And
I'd say it's Venice Beach, California. I think
it's
she's
California.
I think he's from Venice Beach, and on that Ronda Rousey shirt I have, it says Venice Beach, California. So that could have a lot to do with it too.
Maybe, but it seems like she's there training WWE style. But then at the same time, every article that speaks of it also says perhaps. So it's like, how does that make sense? If she's there and she's training, then she's going to do something in the WWE, right?
It depends on where she's training, I guess. If it's not the Performance Center, then no, it doesn't have to be.
But why would she be training with AJ?
And why would she be AJ Styles? Well, what's the ultimate goal for her? What would you do if you were her?
From what I've heard,
it's not like there's too much of a sought after promotion as far as women's wrestling goes outside of WWE.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know who else she would train to go for, unless she fucking went and dominated Japan for a year, which could be smart. Dominate Japan for a year and then come here. Just sign up.
I think she'll just hop right into WWE.
That
WWE. Would be really badass.
Wouldn't be NXT. It'd be WWE.
Kenny Omega versus Ronda Rousey. My God.
It could work.
We all saw him fight that little girl. Imagine him fighting a big one. There's somebody weed whacking across the street, if you guys can hear that.
God, I hope that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, we could be about to die, I guess.
We're in here in Bad Luck Studios, and the luck could get a whole lot worse here.
But from what I've read, I don't know much about Ronda Rousey, but I know that she goes by Rowdy Ronda Rousey, and I've heard and read that she has a long-time dream of being a WWE talent, which is nice to hear, you know. That's not something that most people would say. That's not something that I would picture, like, Triple H being like, why don't you just say this? You know what I mean? Because that's just weird. And it's Ronda Rousey. She's really famous. I don't see why Triple H would be telling her. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just seems like that's true. So that's pretty cool. Maybe she comes. Maybe she fights.
It'd be a big name draw.
That'd be nuts.
As far as UFC goes, she's the most, other than John Jones, she's the most dominant performer that they've ever had, really. John Jones has one loss, and it was he got DQ'd for an elbow. So, and people just are like, he won that fight either way. So, I mean, he's really, honestly, unbeaten, except for one little blemish. So, but speaking of John Jones, we can talk about that next if you want.
Yeah,
him and the Beast. Yep. He could pop up at SummerSlam. Who knows?
He could pop up at SummerSlam.
It's crossed his mind.
Yeah, it's crossed his mind. He might do it.
He seems like he's blowing smoke up everyone's ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care to see him show up at SummerSlam. I like Jones a good amount, and I would like to see Brock fight Jones, but I don't care to see. I just don't like whenever other people go to the WWE, other famous people. I just feel like they think it's a joke. No matter what, it's a joke to them. Exactly. You know?
And the WWE always puts over the actors and everything. And that's why it's a joke.
It is an act. But the wrestlers don't look at it as an act.
No, I'm saying when actors go there, they always put over the actors and make them come out on top. I don't know. It's, I guess, obsolete, but you see my point. John Jones, though, that'd be... you think he could cost Lesnar the title?
No. I think it's pointless with the Fatal 4-Way. What's he going to do? I mean, I just think it's so pointless.
It all just seems like it's just
talk.
The Cormier stuff was coming to an end. He got that fight out of the way, and then what were people going to be talking about next for Jon Jones?
Well, Jones,
and now I think that he's given him something. I think now people are still talking about Jon Jones after the fight, and that's the only thing he wanted.
Well, Jones also said that he could see this as a way for Lesnar to get more money out of a contract for WWE, for them to want him to stay longer, or he sees this as a great opportunity for him to come make a lot of money, and he'd love to see him come to the UFC. That was pretty much the quote. We heard Dave Meltzer said that if Brock does this will be the most money that Brock Lesnar has ever made in one night.
Because Brock's the big draw in the UFC. It's crazy being a WWE fan and not really knowing too much about that realm, but he really is a huge draw. To the point where, Jones's teased bumping up to heavyweight for a while now, and the only person that he calls out with any power behind it is Brock Lesnar. He has to go to the WWE guy to get people talking.
Yeah, because he's
not going to do Velasquez. That would be it'll sell. That would sell, but not like this fight. Overeem, you got guys like that.
It's because Brock Lesnar is the WWE guy that went there and did well, so he's like a freak or almost an underdog who overcame. Really,
yeah, that's true.
Like we look at him as like
regardless
a
of his size,
asshole.
Yeah.
But they might look at him as a guy who came in and everybody thought he was going to lose, just like everybody thought Punk was going to lose, and Punk did. But imagine if Punk had won. Punk would be huge right now.
Imagine if Punk had done well.
Yeah, if Punk had done well.
Lesnar came in. God, what was I doing?
Yeah, Lesnar.
Lesnar came in and dominated Mir and then lost.
Yeah.
And just added, like you said, fuel to the fire of the story. The underdog came in, did real well, caught slipping, lost. People were even more behind the guy then.
People were even saying, it was an ankle lock. He just didn't.
He gave it to him.
He wasn't good at. He didn't have that defense in him or whatever.
Yeah, which is true. He just hadn't.
It's true, but hey, how many times you got to fight Kurt Angle before you can block an ankle lock? I'm just kidding.
Angle in an Iron Man match, you know better than that.
Yeah.
But Brock showed a lot more potential. Punk got in there, and it's like, well, he's not trained to fight.
He's never been trained. He's never played. He's never been involved in any sport.
Yeah.
He's only done professional wrestling.
Because you could see Punk walking in a gas station, and that wouldn't even be all that crazy. But if Brock Lesnar walks into your gas station, my God, you're going to be scared as hell.
Or at least be like, hey, man, you're pretty big. You play basketball?
Well, you're not going to go. You're far more likely to pick a fight with Punk than you are with Lesnar.
Yeah. Well, I think I would go.
This guy who's 6'1" and fighting down at 185, or this guy who's a fucking beast walking around at 285.
Essentially, what you're saying is, even just based off of appearance, Brock Lesnar is a bigger draw.
Yeah.
Because you would be excited. You would pay to see a guy like Brock Lesnar stand in a room.
Exactly.
You would, but you wouldn't care to see CM Punk sitting next to you at the DMV. You know?
Exactly. Watching Punk get his ass beat, you're like, oh, well, what? Well, I could have predicted that. But watching Lesnar, if Lesnar got in there and won, you're like, yeah, he's huge. If he gets in there and huge, wow, that big guy really, I can't believe he lost. That's nuts. So, Lesnar's a really big draw there.
Yeah. We like CM Punk, though.
Oh, I love Punk.
Yeah. Well, we used to like CM Punk.
You don't care for him too much
at this point.
now.
I mean, I just don't care about him.
I wish he'd go. When he had that fight, I was fully behind him. I wanted him to win. And
I wanted
him to lose. No, you wanted him to lose.
No, he did not.
Did you not? Oh,
no.
Okay. Well, then it was Dave. It must have been
I don't
Dave.
know about that. I don't think that anybody that likes wrestling wanted CM Punk to lose.
Well, I just thought I remember. But I'm wrong. That's understandable. But
no, because I didn't even know the other guy. So there's no... Unless I was literally just for the hell of it, just like, CM Punk's gonna lose. Because, I couldn't have done, I didn't know... I still don't really know who the other guy is. I can't think of his name. I know you know it.
Mickey Gall.
I thought it was Mickey, just because of Disney, and he looks so young.
Man, forget that kid.
He worked him. But either way, we do like CM Punk. But Brock Lesnar versus Jon Jones... That could be very good. That could be a very good fight. I mean, Jon Jones, he's a Martian. He was on the Justice League team once. He was on the Justice League America team. He can phase. He can shapeshift. He's got pretty much all the powers of I'm just kidding. That's the other John Jones. But John Jones is that would be a really good fight. Hard to call who would win.
I work with a guy named John Jones.
Do you? It's such a it's just such a plain name, you know.
Yeah.
John Jones is the Martian Manhunter in DC. That's not his real name. His real name's like Scoop. Nah. Because it's Martian.
Oh, okay. I was like, isn't it John Stewart? But that's
John Stewart's the
Green Lantern. So I
know. Good job, though.
I know a little bit about a lot and a lot about a little.
Hey, same universe. There you go. But that'll be a good fight. Whether it happens, no. If it doesn't happen, it won't be a good fight. It'll be a good fight if it happens. And that's pretty much it. We had another fight over like the last 24 hours. Corbin stepping up to Meltzer, or Meltzer stepping up to Corbin?
Physically, you would think Meltzer would be stepping up, but I don't know. I think Meltzer's got respect. People like Meltzer.
Well, Meltzer said that the WWE this is verbatim, not verbatim. He said Baron Corbin is a great example of the WWE having a thing for tall guys. And then this, I guess, Wrestling News. That's literally what they're called, Wrestling News. So I assume they have a mass of followers.
They got to it first.
Yeah, they said
Wrestling News.
Yeah, they said damn it, I lost it because that was funny. Sorry. They said the same thing he said. They just retweeted essentially, except for they put fetish. They have a fetish over big guys, which is funny. That's just they tried to add a keyword just to make it sound worse. But and then Baron Corbin said that Meltzer can't say anything about it because Meltzer's never stepped in the ring and taken a bump essentially. And that's pretty much the whole tweet argument. Then Meltzer goes on and is like, Vince McMahon didn't take a bump until he was 51?
52.
52.
Which is a great point. In his own right.
So he said, he didn't know how to run his own company until 1998? I know I got that one right.
Yep.
That's the year that Sunday Night Heat started. Year it ended, 2008. Eat that, bitches. Bet you thought it wasn't that long running, because nobody did.
Definitely not.
But, sorry I called you bitches. It was all, I was in the heat of the moment.
Corbin said that he had him blocked since he was in NXT. Or when he was in NXT, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm going to go ahead and say this. It's probably smart on Corbin's. In wrestling, I get that everybody, they might think that there's a certain way that you have to do it. But let's say for Corbin, that his best way to find himself was to rule out critique from others.
Yeah.
And really just focus on himself.
That's how if you're an actor, that's definitely what you would do.
Which, that's what wrestler, Corbin said.
As a wrestler.
As an actor. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, then he said, some random guy tweeted freaking, I've never acted in a movie or directed any films. Do I have no right to talk about the movies that I watch? And he said, no, you can't critique the actor's acting, essentially, and the work that goes into it. And, I see that point as well.
I see it, but that's far-fetched.
I see it in the sense of this is what I said he should have said. And this isn't exactly what I said because I can't remember at this point. He should have said that he should have said freedom of speech is a thing and anyone can say anything that they want. But the amount of credence that you put in what that person says is all up to you, essentially. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
But he's just essentially, I don't know. I think he said it the wrong way. But I also think that Baron Corbin has to talk this way. What else is he going to say? Not shit. What are you looking at over there? More news? Trying to look stuff up?
Yeah, seeing if anything's happening while we're on air.
Yeah.
WWE 2K18 releases some game footage. I can't show you that because I'm just talking. Pow, pow, pow. I'll sound it out. Pow, pow. Wrestle, pow, pow.
Puppies!
There you go. That's all we needed.
13! And, Corbin and Meltzer, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's it.
Jeff Jarrett teases a GFW announcement to the Germans. Awesome.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
Like all of Germany?
I guess. I don't know if he's going to war or what, but I don't think that'll be a good invasion angle either.
Braun Strowman was on a podcast, Cheap Heat, and he said that freaking there's no other talent like Roman Reigns in the ring, and he might be the best wrestler, essentially. Crazy. What is he doing? Why? Why say that at all, ever?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I don't get why wrestlers think shoots are so not going to get out there. You know, people hear the shit.
I don't get that at all. It's ridiculous. That's the last thing he should have ever said, other than getting on his knees. Oh, wait. He did that too. Braun Strowman cannot work as a badass outside of the ring for some reason. And I'm not talking about around the ring area, because that's where most of his matches happen. I'm talking about outside of the arena. I don't get it. Why can't the guy just be a heel everywhere? Talk to Chris Jericho for a minute, and the guy will tell you. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I will say in the whole getting on his knees incident, he was doing the right thing by not signing an autograph. That's what Chris Jericho would have said. You know, you're a heel. You don't sign autographs.
Yeah, I do respect that.
You tell people to scram. But then you don't turn around and you get on your knees for any situation. You think that's what Kurt Angle would want?
That's completely A to Z, you know.
That's ridiculous.
That's a complete turnaround.
That's the highest break in kayfabe, man.
I got a little bit of news here.
What?
The Block A winner is confirmed.
Oh, let me guess.
You want me to go through the people
It's
in Block
Naito.
A? Got it.
Yep.
Spot on.
It was either him or Tanahashi.
You got it. It's Naito.
If those two would have had a draw, then the third person in Block A would have had a chance. Who was the third person you don't see right there?
Fale.
Fale? That would have been nuts.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's like,
he always does real well in the climax. I mean,
I hate his facial hair, but I like his promos.
Yeah. It's crazy. He wins a lot, I guess.
He's good, man.
I don't know too much about New Japan, obviously.
So it's going to be Naito versus freaking...
Naito versus...
either Omega or Okada. Too many of the matches we've watched. But
it's like
I'd say collective.
It's like the NBA playoffs. If you're keeping up, you're at least in the know.
It's way harder too. You know, it's like trying to keep up with damn hockey. This shit's happening every day, and they're literally on the other side of the world. Hours, you know what I mean? So freaking, it's hard to keep up with. So I just read it.
Naito defeated Tanahashi. One thing I will say, it's like they're both in both blocks. The final matches are coming down to the two people that are going to win. Kind of makes, or the two people in contention in that block, because Okada and Omega are yet to fight, and actually Okada and Toru Yano defeated Kenny Omega and Takahashi. Now that's not for points, but
yeah.
So we'll get Omega and Okada very soon.
And they can only go 30 minutes.
So that makes me think it'll be a draw.
What my buddy said
they went to a 60-minute...
Now listen to this. I have a buddy. His name is Beep. And I'm just kidding. His name's Richard. And he said to me a couple days ago, he believed that it was down to Kenny Omega's going to fight Okada, and they're going to... and Omega's going to win. But Naito's going to win in the A block. And Naito won in the A block. And he said this a couple days ago. And then he said that Kenny Omega is going to lose to Naito based off of exhaustion and being hurt from the Tanahashi match, because they went all 30 minutes and have a great match.
Okada. The Okada match?
Yeah, that's
not
what I meant to
correct.
say.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say.
Fans,
Omega versus Okada.
So you think Naito's winning the whole thing?
I think Naito... I don't know. They seem to like having a guy win it 2 years in a row. I think that they think it looks nice.
I think that. How do you not set up for Omega and Okada at the Wrestle?
And Evil has alright matches if he doesn't get knocked out. I mean, it's not. I don't know. Put these two guys with other guys, and then the great matches come with everyone.
Well, I guess the flaw in this story is like if you have Omega beat Okada in this tournament,
then it's over.
Then he's not. Then the whole story has got a blemish because he got the win.
Yeah, it's essentially over.
And then if he wins at Wrestle Kingdom, then it's like, well, he already won once. Whereas if he lost to Okada in this tournament, but still won somehow, or if he still won somehow the tournament, that would work. But
I think if Omega loses to Okada again, he's lost too many times to Okada. Right? How many times will that be? Twice? 2 out of 3? He's lost?
He's lost 2 for 2.
He's lost 2 for 2 already?
He's lost 1 and 1 came to a draw.
Oh, so never mind. I was going to say, since this is a third match, this is going to be, best 2 out of 3. But since one of them was a draw, they've covered their asses there already. Good job, very sneaky.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I like the matches. I like Kenny Omega versus Okada. But I'll tell you right now, we started watching, sorry to cut you off. We started watching New Japan Wrestling a bit more seriously about maybe a half a year ago or so, probably. And since then, I've only seen Omega versus Okada in main events. The whole time that we've been watching New Japan Wrestling heavily.
To be honest, that's just when we watch because it's such a big deal. Where there's been more than main events than just those two.
Yeah, I understand that.
He's fought Fale, he's fought other people.
I just mean, that's been the... Just hard... I just see both sides very clearly, though. I see the side of... One side is they're having amazing matches, keep having amazing matches, but the other side is... I don't want to watch the same two guys have a match over and over.
Well, okay, let's talk about this. What if you have... match versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom for the second year in a row, and then have Bullet Club cost him the match. How do you feel about that?
Cost Kenny Omega the match?
Have Bullet Club cost Kenny Omega the match. Because
they have been laying it in a bit thick with...
Because then you're going with Omega. You got him as a babyface and Okada as a babyface. Bullet Club will have a new leader, which will just be Cody. And that'll set up for Omega versus Cody. And then that feud's over. The Okada and Omega saga.
Yeah.
Okada, then you have it where Omega did get his win in the climax or in the G1, and then you just move on from there.
That does all sound very good. I think, although I do also think that it is a big fantasy what if to have the Bullet Club turn on Kenny Omega. Though there are very heavy underlines.
I do see that,
but still at the same time, it just that's a big move that you're playing with there.
That is. But and another thing I think I would do is I would have the Young Bucks stay with Omega.
Yeah.
As the Elite and go into an Elite versus Bullet Club promo. Not promo.
Feud.
Program. That's the word I'm looking for. Because then you got Bullet. Because it's already the seeds have already been planted with that with Tama Tonga and Omega in the G1.
Do you have any idea how far away Wrestle Kingdom is?
It's January 4th.
January 4th? So what they really could do is have...
another 6 months here. So.
Yeah,
4 months.
They could have Naito... They could have Omega oh, this isn't a big enough stage, because that's how you don't raise a stage, you know? Like, make it to where, like, even a match that isn't the Block A versus Block B could be the best match in it with the best storyline culminating. And then you could just have Naito go into a feud against Okada.
That's true.
Because that wouldn't be a bad feud.
I think another thing you could have is have Bullet Club cost Okada this match, and then that's more seeds planted into the Bullet Club turning on him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could. I just think that all the Bullet Club turn on stuff is just so, like, that's like it's just such a what if.
Well, no, not really.
I mean, I understand. They did it to AJ Styles.
I think it'd be smart having them turn on a guy who's not about to go to WWE.
That is a good idea. You're right.
Because, I mean, actually have them keeping them around, that's a good thought. I like that. I think if you have Bullet Club cost Okada the match in the tournament, have Omega get pissed, and then...
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Have Bullet Club cost him. Because then he gets a win. Okada never loses, really. He just, he... But their last two matches have been 48 minutes and 60 minutes. Yeah. And then you're going to have one that's about 25, 26, 27.
Yeah, I understand your thought there, but at the same time, I mean, you watch UFC, which you can't say, I mean, we're trying to represent this as real. So, I mean, people get knocked out in 10 seconds that have gone 15 minutes. So
yeah, but people also want a good show.
Yeah, but a good show can be given to you in 25 minutes with good wrestlers. You're making it seem like I feel like
I'm trying to protect the wrestlers. That's all I'm doing.
I think you're looking at it like the G1 Climax isn't a big enough stage for things. I feel like you're looking at this as
it's not the climax. It's just G1. It's just going to be. It'll be the final day of G1.
Yeah.
It's not that.
I guess you're right. It'll just be G1.
If it's got a half a time limit draw on it, then it just doesn't seem like as big of a stage. There's no way it could.
But that's how stages don't get bigger.
Okay, I get that. But if Kurt Angle and Lesnar had a 60-minute Iron Man match, and then later on they had a 30-minute Iron Man match, you'd say, well, that's not as impressive.
But they didn't have to go an hour that first time. It wasn't an hour long. They weren't told, like, it wasn't like you have to go an hour long. It was just that's what happened. If you make them all go longer, then if anything, I think that makes it look like why each time are they doing the same thing?
That's the story. These guys. Letting them, two guys that can hang in there with 60 minutes with each other, having one of them lose in 20, 25. I don't like that.
I don't know, because either one of them should be good enough to catch the other guy slipping within any amount of time. And that's the way that I see it. And I think, I understand everything you're saying, though. All of your points that you've made and all the storylines that could come from what you've said all sound very good, and I fully understand. But I'm just saying...
Think about it this way. If the feud, let's say last year, what was the main event of WrestleMania? Reigns and Taker? That's not really a good example, but I'm going to use it. Let's say if Reigns and Taker happened in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament, you'd be like, wow, well, that was the main event last year, and now it's in this.
But
and I get that either way.
Undertaker's different.
That is different, and I get that. But I'm trying to make a point.
AJ Styles versus John Cena.
Yeah, that wasn't the WrestleMania main event though. Oh, yeah. But literally, Okada and Omega was their biggest show main event. So seeing that in front of Because I think they got to set up for one more match that's like...
Yeah, but they can't have one...
I think they need to have another match that's like...
That's able to
55
go longer?
minutes match.
Okay.
A 55-minute match.
I could see
you
your
can have
point
Okada
there,
lose, but in like 55 minutes. Maybe like 45. But I would have these guys... They're like Flair and Steamboat. I would give these guys a third of whatever 3-hour show that I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I'm with you. I understand.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just pleading my case.
I just
my
want
fantasy booking stuff, though, you're right.
I just want you to understand. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want you to understand what I'm saying.
That's like when
I just think what I'm saying is more likely than what you're saying. Everyone.
No, they could think of something better.
Or they could think of something not as good, and then that's what's going to happen.
That's true.
That's my point. Like, my point is, you just think of, like, this is the best thing that could happen. And you're giving these people, like, maybe they didn't think of that, you know?
That's true.
Because the Bullet Club...
false hope.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't just think that Charles knows exactly what's going to happen. Even though it sounds great, the X-Man over here, he gets me hyped quite often, and I think things are going to happen, and then Hurricane doesn't even show up. And it's like, what?
This could all be setting up for a triple threat at
with Naito?
Wrestle Kingdom. Naito, Omega.
I wish that I speak in English.
Yeah.
Or at least subtitled. Do they have subtitled promos?
Man, I don't even really know.
I've never understood a word that either of those guys have ever said.
I've heard Naito cut promos.
In English?
Okada, I don't... yeah, I think I've heard Okada cut a promo, too. I don't know, though. I might be wrong on that one.
I've never seen Okada speak. I saw him whenever Cody Rhodes walked up to him, and he was in, like, at the end of... You know what I mean? Which, that would have been cool, just based off of, like, video things, you know? So I would have done that. But, I don't know. I just, I like the personalities of people, and that's a big portion of wrestling for me. And I can understand why NJPW isn't getting too over with the English-speaking community, because it's hard to get into something where you don't know what the commentary... Club.
Yeah, really.
Like, the Bullet Club's the best thing going. They say, think about it that way. The Bullet Club's the best thing going in New Japan. But the Bullet Club is the only thing that we can understand in Japan as well.
It's like the Indians watching Jinder.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, oh, here comes my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I understand this completely.
Yeah. But I guess we just don't get the same feels for that, for the fact that we're just white American people who keep seeing that kind of thing happen.
Exactly.
But, hey, I don't know. Wrestling's great. And it's going to continue to be great, whether it be Japan, whether it be America, whether it be Mexico, whether it be old Jolly England. And we're going to keep watching it pretty much every day. Not today, because GFW was on last night. And
exactly.
Fuck 'em!
Got time for that.
Break it down! Hey, congratulations to DX 20th anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Go watch that New Day tribute they did. Kofi Kingston kills it, dude.
He was cracking you up.
Dude, he was. But DX, congratulate Triple H. He doesn't get enough. People don't know who this guy is.
Push
Raise
the
him
kid.
up a bit. Yeah.
Give the kid a push.
Give him